Hello, everybody. Dave Neal here, self-proclaimed power recapper of The Bachelorette. We're going to get right into it. Katie Thurston's got a People exclusive. Bachelorette Katie Thurston addresses all those makeouts in her promos. Time is short. We've got a new Bachelorette promo. Spoiler alert, there will be making out. There's no actual spoilers within this video of mine. I'll always let you know if we'll be discussing spoilers, so no need to click away. And let's jump right into it. The new season of Bachelorette premieres June 7th, this coming Monday. So ABC, the Bachelor franchise, I was going to say Disney. It's like our Disney. Bachelorette is our Disney. We're looking at a princess right here. Let's hope she finds love. Let's see if she'll meet her Prince Charming or a bro from New Jersey. We don't really know the difference at this point. It's modern day. It's 2021. Let's see if she can find the happiness she so deserves. So we got a promo here. Let's click right on the promo. We'll watch that. It's really just new. Can you imagine what the writers, the producers of Bachelorette have to do to come up with new introductions every year? I mean, it really, whoever comes up with, they should get bonused for the best introductions. We got dudes in Chevy pickup trucks. We got campers, ball pits, the whole 9 yards here. So let's just play this and see new ways we can surprise Katie with these gentlemen.
Monday, when you have 30 men trying to get one woman's attention, there's only one question.
Oh my God.
Katie!
I'm living the best life right now.
So bring on the charm.
Looking smoking hot.
Just try not to blow it.
This is Sandy.
Oh my God.
The Bachelorette season premiere, Monday on ABC.
If that doesn't get your mojo going, then I don't know what will. I mean, we are pumped. You know, we've had several seasons in a row of Bachelor. We had Bachelorette with Claire, then Tayshia, then right into Matt James' season, and now we've had a couple months to really ruminate about our own lives, and we don't like what we see, so we want to go project our feelings on others. Looking at you, Reddit. Looking at you. Anyway, folks, so Katie is doing the rounds here. She's doing the rounds, and by rounds I mean she probably did a phone interview with people. But here she is talking about what went down on the season. Again, there'll be no specifics here. But she said, "It got intense and crazy," says new Bachelorette Katie Thurston of her upcoming season. New Bachelorette Katie Thurston admits it can be a little awkward watching herself kiss on national TV. Let me make this a little bit bigger here. Try to make it so for all the reading impaired people here. Seeing the promos, I'm making out with a lot of guys. It's like she didn't know. She's like, now that they showed me the video evidence, yeah, it turns out I am just like the other Bachelor and Bachelorettes. We always say, like, boy, if that was me, I wouldn't be doing that. Then all of a sudden you're like 7 lips deep on opening night. You haven't even had your second drink, and you're like, all right, giddy up, cowboy. It's time to ride. So seeing the promos, I'm making out with a lot of guys. The bank marketing manager tells people with a laugh, you never really see yourself kissing anyone. So it's like, oh boy. Yeah, in what scenario would you see, unless you're like, well, I'll tell you what, one of my greatest pastimes when I lived in New York, when I was going out with my buddy, my roommate, was if he ever ended up kissing the girl at the bar, I would take a photo, but I would always get it so neither of them knew I was taking it, which would be a ton of fun the next day to be like, look at the photo I got of you guys. But it must have been so weird for the people watching me take the photo, because I'm like a proud dad. I'm like, look, you guys kissed each other. You guys approved of each other and touched the lips, you know? Anyway, that's New York City living for you. PDA, not in New York City. Anything's game. Still, Thurston, whose season premiered June 7th on ABC, says that physical chemistry was a crucial part of getting to know the contestants. Time is short, she says. You can't be okay with me possibly getting engaged in 2 months, but not kissing on the first date. I've got to use my time wisely. I like that, you can tell she's a bank manager because, banks, they're all about the time. We clock in at 9, we punch out at 5. Katie's all about her time. She's like, it's opening night. Who's going to touch my face? Let's get into it. And, she speaks the truth. She says physical chemistry was a crucial part of getting to know the contestants. I feel like physical chemistry is like planting the seed. You got to plant the seed and then you can water it later with personality and things like that. But physical chemistry is a big part. And not to say you're not going to grow old and lose all your, your gumption, if you will. But Katie's got a lot of gumption left. A lot of gumption for you, Katie. But the point is that, that's a part. Mind, body, soul. Night 1, you focus on body. I always said this, the first couple episodes of The Bachelorette, she's trying to find a guy who can protect her, tribally speaking. She's looking for strong strength. Can you build me a fire? Can you provide? Will you go kill that dragon? And then episode 3, episode 4, she's like, do you have mommy issues? Do you hug your mom too much? What's the deal? And then the longer the show goes on, the tell me about your ex. And it's like, let's dig up your past. Let's figure things out. But at first, it's like, nice jawline. You'll be Prince Charming. You'll do. All right. So anyway, she shares some information. By the way, so here she is in a ball pit. And I'm hoping these balls were pre-washed. A nice ball scrub here. You got to scrub your ball pit balls, because let me tell you something. Never go to a ball pit. There isn't a Chuck E. Cheese in this country. If you could put $1 million lottery ticket out of the bottom of the ball pit, I'm like, I'll pass. I don't need to get dysentery because, Johnny sneezed a couple of times and, had the runs and decided to go hang out in the ball pit. The ball pit used to be the babysitter of the 90s. You know what I mean? How many of us had parents that would just send us to Chuck E. Cheese, throw us in the ball pit, and then 4 hours later we're like, Mom, do you still exist? Like, do I live here now? Anyway, I digress. Excuse me. When it came to those infamous fantasy suites, Thurston is equally direct. We're all adults, she says. I have sex. Exclamation mark. I have sex. My neighbors are like, we don't care. It's an important part of the relationship in terms of the connection, but it is also our time to talk about important topics or any lingering conversations. Well, you can walk and chew gum at the same time. Hopefully she's not having important or lingering conversations during the sex. They shouldn't be bumping Harrisons and being like, so tell me about your student debt. You know what I mean? Talk about the student debt afterwards, but please, not at the same time. Or talk about student debt. If you're really into finances, you're like, yeah, call me Sally Mae. Slap my ass and call me Sally Mae. Wow. Oh boy. I'd like to get in the black, but I'm in the red. I don't know. That's just stupid. Yeah. You can balance my budget. Okay. All right. There it is, folks. You can withdraw show me those finance charges. Okay, we jumped the ship, I think we did. We overdrafted. He overdrafted a little too early, and that's why he's getting sent home. Every single guy, if this isn't what you like, you better leave now, guys, because it's going to be a fun season, and we're going to be getting after it. So if you want to invest, please send me a check to my Patreon. Don't send me a real check. Does anyone still do checks? I always love it when I'm in line at the grocery store and someone's like balancing their checkbook in front of me. And it's like, we do debit cards. It's 2021, Trisha. You know what I mean? She said, every single guy was so handsome, even the recappers, that I don't have a type. So every man, they ran out of space. So they cut that part. And I don't have a type. So every man that came in, I was like, yes, yes, and yes. They're all such great guys, and that's what made it exciting and hard at the same time. Well, that's what they said. They made it very hard and exciting. Ultimately, a lot happened that I couldn't have ever predicted, says Thurston. It got intense and crazy, but I will say everything happens for a reason, and I definitely embraced that. We know Katie Thurston will be embracing these good-looking suitors. Here's what I like about Katie. She knows, like, she's very well versed in the game that is Bachelor. Like, she knows the game, but at the same time, she's letting herself jump into it as if it were a ball pit. You know what I mean? She's like, all right, I know there's going to be some heartbreak. I know there's going to be some toxicity. I know some people aren't here for the right reasons. But with all that said, you know what? They're good guys. We're going to make the best of it. It's very funny to me. I don't know why I think we just jumped to a new article here. Sorry about that. You just can't with these magazines. They just go right into one thing after another here. But I'm gonna be recapping all of it, and I don't have it pulled up. But if you haven't watched my earlier videos, sometimes these sort of like gossipy videos perform really well because people are like, I want to know, does she bump Harry's in the fantasy suite? But the Jason Tartick video that I just posted. Very fascinating. Jason Tartick talks about how much money he makes as an influencer and some other ways that he's able to increase his income, what it was like going from banking to being an influencer, which we know when we say influencer, you build a fan base and there's equity within that fan base. So it's very funny to me that Katie is being kind of talked about as a bank manager. That was her old life. I'm not here to speak for Katie, but she's worth way much. She's going to be worth $20,000 a post, she's going to be worth a lot of money to like share her opinions on things. And it's a very influential gig that she's got now. And it's really up to her to see what she wants to do with it. I'm excited to see where Katie goes moving forward. And I'm excited to see who she chooses. I'm assuming, just an assumption, that Bachelorette always performs better than Bachelor. They have a higher success ratio. I think it's because men in The Bachelor, this might sound sexist, but hang on with me. I think, and you leave a comment, let me know what you think. I think on The Bachelor, you get men that get some fame, some fortune, and some ego that comes with it, that they then don't necessarily feel satisfied by whoever they chose as their finalist. And I don't know if that's true or not, but I think you see these lifestyles where the men kind of get like, all right, I'm the top dog now. That, and also we, cast closeted homosexual men as well. And that, of course, is a hard thing to force into a heterosexual relationship. We all know who we're talking about, which would be fine if we just knew, the recast Colton season. Let's see, we're all here for Pride Month, but clearly he was masking his, intentions and pushing down who he truly was. And if we can have any light come from that scenario, it's that let's try to live our authentic selves. Let's let all people in our circle and our community know that we embrace them for who they are, and that transcends labels. And if someone's out there and they're seeking help or hurting, don't just wait for them to talk to you. Recognize it in your community. I don't know. I feel like we just finished Mental Health Month, and now we're into Pride, and I think they can go hand in hand, where we're just trying to live our authentic selves. And that's hard to do in a world where we're pressured to be something that we're not, bigger than we are and whatnot. I think Katie's going to do a really good job of showing people what authenticity looks like. I think she's going to do a really good job of saying, hey, I can be sexy, I can be beautiful, I like sex, and I can have fun, and I can just roll out of bed, and I can be all different facets of who I am. I think it's hard on the show. It's hard on the show to show that side of people, to show those flaws, because people are being judged and scrutinized for every word. What's interesting is that Katie's off social media this week. She posted this. Let's switch over to the full video a few days ago. She said, as I reminisce about my journey to... I'm sorry, this isn't the one. She posted that she's going to be taking a little hiatus. She said, a little self-care with long hair, off the grid, the pursuit of happiness, which we need to normalize this more often than not. I don't know, tennis play, hold on one second, player mental health. Did you follow this story here? When we're talking about mental health, sometimes I don't know what stories I'm going to jump into, but Naomi Osaka basically decided at the French, now correct me if I'm wrong with this, I didn't prepare to talk about this. She decided at the French Open that she wasn't going to talk to reporters. That created a firestorm, and she said, look, it's my own mental health. She's an introvert, and she's got to answer all these questions, and it can become overwhelming for her. And because of that, it created such a problem. Did I click on the link that you have to pay for? That it says, look, the number 2 ranked tennis player's exit from the French Open has reignited a conversation around mental health that is reshaping professional sports. We don't treat people as humans sometimes, whether it's professional sports or whether it's someone who built their fame off of being on a dating show. Human beings, regardless of wealth, regardless of position in society, regardless of all these other factors that we may look up to, saying, you're better than us, you're worth more, you signed up for it. That's the biggest one. You signed up for this. It's like, no, Samantha, nobody signed up to have their full life ridiculed. Nobody signed up to have their character assassinated. Nobody signed up for those trials and tribulations. So we need to understand that as human beings, we need to remain empathetic to others, even if they're on our silver screen, even if they're on our TV, even if they appear to be in a better off situation than us. We don't need to tear them down. I'm excited to see Katie as she grapples with the fame, as she grapples with the notoriety, to have her life kind of broadcasted on the TV, how she handles that. I think she's in a great position to be really level-headed about it all. And I think it's very smart proactively to, sign off social media for a minute. Be like, you know what? I'm going to be okay, guys, but I'm going to go take a little bit of time for me. I think that's a fantastic place to be. If anyone hasn't checked it out, check out the story about Naomi Osaka. Because of the French Open's inability to kind of take care of her situation, she had to exit the tournament. And everyone that wanted to go see the show, they wanted to see the number 2 ranked tennis player perform. And now she's like, you know what? I can't do it. And she's going to have to take time off. And it's a good example of a situation where we need to respect others when people cry for help. When people say, hey, I know mental health isn't something we take lightly, but at the same time, I'm telling you, I don't have to be crying. I'm telling you, back off. I need some space. And we need to do a good job in our new world that we live in with social media and platforms and this and that. We need to do a better job in our new world to understand how to manage that before we cross the threshold, before we flare the limbic system. And that's something we all need to cope with on our own. Maybe we've been on Instagram a little too long today. Maybe we've gotten in some Facebook arguments a little too long. I normalize not having discussions with people on Facebook anymore. I posted something political earlier today, and my cousin commented on it, and I'm just like, look, I'm not going to do this. I'm not taking the bait. Nothing good comes from this. Nothing at all. Anyway, if you want extra conversations on my channel, I've got my private Patreon. It's patreon.com/Dave Neal, and it's an extra weekly episode plus other content. You can see I've got this I've got these private live streams that I do. This one's like an hour and a half long, just private conversations. It's called the Chill Zone. It's where you and I can hang out with a small community of 50, 60, 70 people. And if you want to support me, you can do that for $5, $8, $12, or $50. You get all the content. It's really just whatever you want to give. So thank you so much to all the new people that have signed up for the Patreon. I appreciate you guys so much. And thank you to all of you guys. This coming Monday is going to be a fun day at 4 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. I'm doing a Bachelorette premiere live stream. So on the East Coast, you can watch that 1 hour before the show. So it's 4 p.m. West Coast time, 7 p.m. East Coast time. Then after the show, I'm doing a 10 p.m. Pacific time post-episode live stream, plus all my other recaps. So if you aren't already subscribed, go check right now. We are inching our way to the 100,000 subscriber mark. I want to get there by the end of the year. So please help me out. Do that. It's free, and I appreciate you guys so much. Leave a comment. Let me know what you think, and I will talk to you guys later. Bye now.